space. Okay. Hello and welcome, everyone.
Yes.
Very grateful to see all of you here and excited to, spend some mindful moments with me with watercolor. Today's agenda is just to have fun. So no masterpieces promised, no pressure to create anything, but hopefully we will have a lot of fun. That's my whole idea today, to have fun. And so I'm going to quickly tell you what we are going to do. No presentation today, just a small meditation just to center ourselves for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and focus on our breath. And then whatever we use, the paints or we are going to just be more aware of our current. Um, so we were having a meditation the other day with Nitya, and he said felt sense. Felt sense is simply what I understood is whatever you're feeling in the moment. So we will create from whatever we are feeling in the moment, so that it's nobody else's idea or guidance or whatever you remember. If you do remember and you're inspired by something, otherwise we are roughly trying to see whatever is in the subconscious, whatever wants to come out, or just flow, even if it's emotions and they just want to flow out. So no judgment. We'll not go into, okay, what color represents what. Even at the end of the exercise, we're not going to say, okay, I used blue, so I must be sad. I used red, so I must be angry or in love. I mean, either way, very distinguished emotions. But so you get the idea that we are not trying to judge ourselves at all. We have permission to be ourselves. We have permission to choose whatever color we want and whatever they represent for us. So green can represent the planet Earth, green can represent just I'm sad and I'm green. So it's my choice. I am not going to go by anything whoever defined those. Okay, so very quickly before I start, I'm going to go and show you um maybe just the my setup, and you can see if you have that kind of things available. If not, then you can take your time to get them. So I have a small piece of paper. I have these cakes. I have just a couple of brushes. Dono same here. Maybe they are like size 4 or something. Bigger brushes are better, but I wasn't able to find. Jar, glass of water. If you want, you can have a palette. It's a choice. And the one thing that I didn't mention and you need is paper towels or just any rag. Pencil is optional. You may have a pencil and eraser. If you feel like, coloring inside something, sure. One thing which I did not mention at all, and that's why I'm not going to use it, is this. This is like a painter's tape. Usually what happens with the watercolor paper is, since we're using so much water on it, it tends to curl and leave so it's kind of a little bit difficult to maintain clean edges or keep it very straight. So we are not going to tape it today because I didn't mention it. But I'm not going to, but if you happen to have a painter's tape or some kind of, even a washi tape, if you journal and you have a washi tape, you can just use that to stick your paper down to the surface that you're using. Watercolors are not going to be very messy, so we are good. So with that, I'll just say one more tip that I was just sharing before we started recording is like you can activate your watercolors if you want to use them and show a lot of pigment. So that simply means that if you want to use blue and if you want it to be a very nice crisp blue, then just if you have tubes, no problem. If you have cakes, just drop a few drops of water in there. That's all. And that will do the trick. By the time we do our meditation and then we come back, it should be ready. So take a few minutes to just, and you don't really have to, so I'm just showing, you don't really have to mix this. But when we start, we'll just simply do this. We'll mix them and it'll so much more pigment, so much more pliability. And each time we go from one paint to the other, we are simply going to like wipe our brushes or maybe water. Another thing, if you paint in the future and you can do is, and I'm not doing because I didn't mention before, is ideally with watercolors, you keep 2 jars. One is for the clean water that we can use for the painting, and the other is just to keep cleaning the brush between uses. All right. So hopefully that was simple enough. Please ask me something if I went too fast, or I'm going to stop sharing. You're saying something? Sorry. I'm going to unmute you. You can unmute actually. Yeah. Okay. You are still muted. Try to unmute, please.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
I think
Yes, go ahead.
I could find this paper today.
Yeah,
So we can use this also. It's okay.
absolutely. Just use any colors you feel like. It's very
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah, I just found it looking for a paper and I found this.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Feel free to, if that paper was found, maybe it wants to be colored, so it's fine.
Yes.
So life is a bouquet today for you. So then just embrace it. That's good. Okay, so with that, if you have all your supplies and if you have activated the paints, like just a fancy name to put some drops of water, but let's use fancy names, then we can just start with a few minutes of, coming to the center. So give me a thumbs up if you virtually or reaction wise. Okay. All right, we're good. And Bhavna, Anhad, and Sitara, are we good? I'm so happy that the kids joined. So
Yes, we are good.
okay,
It's
thank
just
you.
there is too much right now.
It's okay, absolutely fine. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to just guide you a little bit for the meditation. So let's all close our eyes, or you can lower your gaze. I'm just going to stop my video for a second. So just you can switch off your video if you like. Yeah. So for now, sit comfortably wherever you are and take a deep breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale slowly, either through the mouth or through the nose is fine. Just a couple more breaths, maybe. You can bring your attention to your breath. You can also bring a hand over to the belly. So you make sure you're breathing and your belly is expanding like a baby's belly expands when they are breathing in and contracts when you're breathing out. And if you started thinking about something else, then you can just gently bring your awareness back to your breathing. Let's try to come to that term, felt sense. Simply for me means sense what are you feeling? If there is any tightness in the body, any muscles, just simply send them a mental message to relax. Nitya says relax and flow and go wherever you need to go. So any tension, allow yourself to say, let's release the tension. Let's just come to the present felt sense. be really happy and grateful that even if you don't come to alignment and even if you don't focus on the breath is constantly supporting us and constantly going on without appreciation as well. So let's mindfully appreciate this force of life. Now we'll just take a couple of more deep breaths. And take a moment to come to your moment and open your eyes. And whenever you feel ready, we can get started. Meantime, I'm going to start sharing the second camera. All right. So to start with, I just wanted to show a few samples I made just before the class. So the one thing I made is this. Just simply drops of paint. So these are exactly from this kind of set. And then they are not mixed, but sometimes if you don't rinse your brush, they kind of look like mixed. So you could mix it or could go straight. So here I just put drops of water, some circle being the easiest shape. I just went in circles. We could use any geometric shapes if you want, or you could go free flow. Another example is I was using this, and these are simply, since you are not taping the paper, you can paint all over. So we're not leaving a border. But if you have a tape and you want to leave a border, you can. Here I just made like raindrops, depending on, how you want to call it. May call it teardrops, may call it raindrops, may call it like some just silly paint drops. And since I said felt pens and other like things, so after we are done and that dries, and we'll do a couple and then we'll let them dry. So, and then we can use a pen to just go free flow and just use some marks and it just make some lines, whatever feels good. Or you could just go and I like this. So I had no idea what I was feeling, so I just drew a lot of silly faces or all kinds of faces. Like I have zero idea what I meant by that, but yeah. So you can just have two dots and a O. So whatever. So if you're feeling like making silly faces or whatever, like you could. The usually people like to do a lot of overlapping. I can show you this in the end, but this way may not be able to accomplish. But if we wanted to do that, we could start with it. This is just, how they say our mind is like we are like the sky and everything else is weather. So it's just you, and then it has a lot of all kinds of emotions coming in. Sometimes we are happy, excited, sad, mad, like all sort of things. So sky sort of represents to me how everything is impermanent and how we can just like embrace it, because it's actually, as you embrace something, it's already changing. So we don't resist and we just like embrace it and we see the beauty in the clouds. So if you wanted to do clouds, these are just, just random shapes. If you wanted to do clouds, then all that is done here is I made one set of clouds, painted the sky, and then I had to wait a bit for that to dry. Doesn't take too long, but maybe 5, 7 minutes. And then I painted another set of clouds behind the first set of clouds. And then I painted again, just that. So I did that twice. You could do it even more number of times, and you could have more layered clouds. I can share that later too. So if you don't want to try it right now, but you want to, layering works very beautifully in watercolor. But the reason I have not really had a watercolor class before is because it can take long time to dry, and then to tell everybody to get a dryer and use a dryer in between is kind of defeats the mindful purpose. So we can get back to it. But these simple. So what I suggest, if you're following me for one thing, so let's do one thing together, and then we'll have other things that you can do what is coming to you. So one more thing that I want to share is this. So here what I did is I simply made a few zigzag. Well, they now look like rivers to me, but I mean, at that time I wasn't thinking. So I just made a few pencil lines, which I later used a colored pencil. So they're just colored pencil lines. And then I just used the paint, and then I just made different shapes. Since it was not a big blob, it actually dried really fast. So that is also one thing. So what do you feel like starting with? I need somebody to tell me. Manisha or whoever. You're
I
my
think I'll do the
I like
circles.
sorry, go ahead.
Go on, Manisha.
I like the last one. Very
Like the
nice.
last one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with the last one. So let's just you don't have to make these shapes, but basically any shapes. Let's just make a few shapes with a pencil. Right now I don't have a colored pencil, so just have a regular pencil. So if you want to make the circles, that's fine. If you just want to make, I just probably let me just go like this. I mean, they don't even have to be equidistant. So what I've noticed in nature and art is like, I mean, nature, there's a lot of symmetry, yes, but also there is a lot of very organic lines, which is a fancy word to say that they are not like measured and drawn with, um, ruler. They're just free flowing. Everything is like free flowing. And since our purpose is that today, we'll just make some random lines. So you see, no rhyme or reason, they are not even aligned or anything, just some lines. Now, since our colors were activated, I'm gonna start some music when we start maybe the next thing. But for now, let's just for a few more minutes bear with my voice. Um, and if you have colors activated, you can now go, and if you hopefully have one more brush, then simply mix them a bit and then wipe them out. Just wipe them out. Okay. And then see what's calling to you. It's absolutely, as I said, since we came to alignment, so we're hoping that whatever has to come through is coming, and just for release, if not for anything, just for being happy that you chose this time to come and create something, which wouldn't have existed if you didn't choose this, right? This time you could have just scrolled or on your phone even, and that
If
would.
we wish to start with the clouds, how do we start it?
You know what? How about I do this? We can first do this, and then the next thing we do is clouds. And you
Okay,
can follow
fine.
me for the clouds, and the others who want to do something else can do that.
Oh, fine. That's fine.
Okay, all right. So let's do this. So we'll go free flow. So we can make, like, if I'll go back to the painting that I had. So triangular-ish, not really perfect triangle, since we're not drawing anything. Um, and kind of circles, kind of triangles, kind of zigzag lines, kind of, I don't know, squarish, ovalish things, and then just lines, straight or Or we could do anything else. And you don't even have to follow this any kind of color. So I'm just going to start with, maybe yellow. And then ideally just start from one side and keep going so your hand doesn't really, or we could just totally turn it around and make it like this. So if we are to just make lines like that and just go. So whatever is coming, no worries. Usually if we were making drops, and we'll do it in a little bit, then we just use a lot more water. Here also, if you think the paint needs to move and flow, then you can use more water. And any number of times you feel that the pigment it's not very, bright, then you can go back. Okay. So see my squiggly lines also don't want to be aligned, and that's absolutely fine. Let's see. So after using each color, just wiping, but going back to catch some water. Next time, definitely I'll mention that I have 2 jugs. So if we put water and the paint is still not really flexible, not really moving, not flowing, then we just simply have to add more water. So next we are going to do this. I made it very watery. So now I'm going to just drop. The only thing with this is it takes a little longer to dry, but it's fine. You do not really have to go anywhere. We are here. We'll put it on the side and let it happily dry. Do you remember a ketchup ad? There used to be a tomato ketchup ad in India where the ketchup is like, okay, come on down. It's like that. Don't resist falling down. Gravity is helping you. So come on. Okay. All right. No, I'm just being silly. You can totally make any kind of circles. And it's okay to touch it's still going to be a nice circle if we touch it and make it, it's still going to be. Yeah, so whichever way. Geometric shapes, just because they like take the pressure out of us, and also the reason to not draw is the same. If we really want our subconscious mind, if you really want to be calm, and if I have a pressure of creating a certain shape and have the pressure of it should look like this. If it's a dog, it looks like this. That just, I don't know. For me, I'm like, I may not enjoy that always. So, so again, you can make some of them small or big, whatever is coming to you. I think they all, and you can totally leave them like that as well. But I thought maybe I'll just make them a little bit bigger, bold. I know I'm talking, and for the next thing, we will just start some music so you're able to be more in touch with your own, feelings at that moment. Very simple exercise to anytime do. The thing I find with watercolors is that they have this thing common with life. Like everything when it's flowing, it's happy, and a lot of times in life you can't take things back. Like if you said something, you can't take your words back. And in watercolor, most of the times, if you made a mark, you can't really, change it. I love doing oil colors. The love for oil colors is because oil painting, you can just, it stays wet for a very long time, and you can just keep changing, mixing. It takes a long time, but it's very flexible. In that sense, watercolor is very if you're being mean to watercolor, it's very unforgiving. So you made a mark, that's it. So choose wisely is, I guess, what. Oh, I didn't rinse my brush well, so now I have a orangish blue, but it's okay, I have to live with it right now. See, talking about again. So why I'm doing blue? No rhyme or reason. I could have just stayed with, but now since I have it, yeah, maybe just straight lines. I know I said that no expectation from your painting and all that, but the other reason is that if we have expectations and we are constantly not kind to ourselves, we are just judging. And the whole purpose of this exercise is just this 1 hour that we are spending. It's not about a future time when we come back. Oh no, I look at me. I was so clumsy. I took it out. No, it's fine. Absolutely fine. And then if you, like me, touch something else, it is going to flow. So yeah. So if we are not focused, the other things will just flow in and just take over our prime, color. So uh and again, no rhyme or reason, just going and just doing whatever is feeling right. So in beauty standards anyway are like everybody's own. So if it was made by a baby, we would say, oh my God, that's amazing for. So it doesn't have to be at this age, this is amazing, but this age, this is bad. We're not hurting anybody, we're just putting paint to paper. All right, so with that weird thing, let me move on to some other color. We're almost getting there. As I said, the teardrops, let me show you. So teardrop is just simply one. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you're able to see, so I'm going to move it a bit. Just like a little curve this side and little curve that side. And a teardrop comes out better if you paint which has more water in it. So again, big or small, all kinds are welcome. After this, we are going to start the music and then you can follow me for the clouds, or you can free flow and make any shapes you like. Focus more on how you're feeling. And feelings also change. If you're getting frustrated, what kind of art class is this? I mean, you could have done it myself. Then it's okay. Let that feeling be welcome. Welcome. Yep. No problem.
I'm
So
enjoying listening to your explanations. It's so beautiful. I don't have my color palette. I forgot to bring it from my locker.
oh, no worries. Even if you have, a pencil or paper, you could just let your pencil wander on the paper, say whatever it does is good. It's like, okay, just being in the moment when I'm not doing anything other than creating. Well, for me, I mean, obviously I'm rambling, but you can avoid that. And yeah,
Nice
so
seeing the colors.
yeah, it kind of, so there's no, oh, actually there is probably. No, not really. So this is warm, warm, cool, again warm, cool, and then warm. So no, can't even say that. It, there's probably like me, no rules, have fun. Some are mixed, some are not. So it's just it's just that whatever we do, there's no problem. And I'm not going to go back and so if we have I have this whole chart and that talks about um, what was your subconscious mind thinking if you chose these colors for your painting, or if you did something like that or something like this? So the whole point is, too much of analysis is just, it just steals the joy, I feel. So if our
Yeah.
purpose is just to be here and enjoy it, and then fine, and I'm not going to hate it that I'm going to just throw it away, but it's fine. I mean, thank you for it. Just probably will, act as a reminder of, hey, on a Sunday morning or afternoon, so many people came together, we did something, and it was fun. So, and honestly, I wouldn't have made this or any of these if I didn't want to really show. I was thinking of, putting them in a on a slide, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to just and this is just, it can represent anything to anybody. It's just, again, geometric shapes or just expressions, faces, or honestly nothing. Equally beautiful depending on what we are thinking. One trick in art is anything which is not symmetrical looks interesting. So that's definitely there. So I'm going to switch to some music, and if feel free to finish what you're doing, and feel free to raise your hand or talk if you want to. I'm going to just put this straight ahead, so it doesn't really spill or anything. And then I have another one. So that's why I said a few papers. So we could do that. So I'm just going to talk a little bit so that we can do so if we were to, let's make it vertical. If you were to make clouds, then they are simply this kind of shapes, but they can be any actually, but this is like, the most. So the bottom ones are a little bit flatter, the top ones are a little bit more. We're assuming that there's more water here, so it's heavier. And then this is lighter, fluffy. So similarly, just going to make 4 clouds. Again, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can. Just making 4 simple clouds. And here we'll go by, the color of the sky, hopefully. So the first layer will go really, really thin, extremely thin, as thin as possible. You know what? Actually, I forgot. So what I had done in that one is I had painted this whole thing first. Forget about the clouds as well. So, okay. What I, sorry, what I should have done is just put some water on the paper, even if without any clouds, actually. But since we have clouds, it's fine. We want to disregard that I actually made them. So when we're painting, and what we can do is just draw a little paint, any color, and just let it flow. And can go inside the wall, inside also. It can be any. Let's not restrict. Oh, it's gonna be sky. That we will do once we start painting the sky. Right now, I'm just not. It's light, but you can see that I've used. And then again, it's just free flow. So add a lot of water. This is red, yellow. Then I have the pink here. Could have the pink here too, maybe. See, this is what I was talking about. So since I forgot to tell you to use the painter's tape, what it would have done is it would have made this thing not, jump up and down. But anyway, we'll live with it. So just adding paint. Purposely not really using blue because we will be using a lot of blue for the sky. So just, okay. And then we'll leave it aside for a minute. Okay, so ideally, when you use this tape, you tape it down, you sort of use half. So half is on the surface and half of it is on the other, like attached. So in that case, when we take it off, there's a beautiful edge and you don't get like this messy thing. But it's unfair if I didn't tell anybody to get it and then I use it. So okay. All right. So I'm gonna go switch off my camera maybe for a minute. And let's see. So is everybody good? How are we doing? We are very just 8 of us, I know. Oh, yeah. Oh, nice. Nice, Preeti. Oh, sorry. Now I can't see you. Lost your Preeti, we lost your visual. Now we just have a nice sketch of Preeti. Okay. So how are we doing? Oh, I see it.
Nice.
Very nice. Yep. Yeah, the beauty of it is you can see it from any direction. Like whatever direction you think. And the other person, if at all we want to show it to someone, they can also do whichever direction. And that's absolutely fine. So okay. Now with this, we will continue to do the cloud thing, I guess, but let me see if we can have some, let's see if some music comes. Let me know if you're able to hear it.
No. No, we can't hear.
Hold on. Let me go back and check if I'm sharing sound. And now we can. Okay, good. All right. I'm letting you have done this, and now I'm going to just start adding some blue to this side. Very light. I'll leave the clouds alone. Keep adding more water as needed. Trying to make the same color, but obviously since we already painted it with different colors, that's the beauty of it. It will look different at different places. If you just, like Manisha, if you just have a pen or a pencil, you can just go with the flow and just, shade it just for me, like doodle it, anything. Since I'm anyway talking, one more thing about watercolors, I think it gives us a chance to pause Because if it's too wet and we just start again, it's obviously not going to give the desired result. It'll get mixed up. So you pause. Just come back. Few deep breaths. And for today, just let's keep going back to that felt sense. It's like, how are we feeling? I have all the Nitya's quote in my mind always running. So, as he said, fully feeling is very healing. So, whatever we are feeling right now, we just allow ourselves to feel it fully. The one part of my mind knows I'm waiting for this blue paint to dry to make more clouds. But instead of thinking that, I can just take a few deep breaths and just be grateful for this moment. If we don't tape the paper, the other thing that happens is based on the, how the paper is placed, sometimes the paint will pool at one particular place. It looks beautiful, or you can just redirect it to go wherever you want it to flow. It's a bit dry. The next thing we'll be doing is just making another set of clouds. These clouds are going to be behind. So if this is in front, you can't see the whole cloud. So the line is just on the sides. Don't have to touch all the other clouds. Like I did in this case, I made them touch both of them, but they could just be like this, or like that. I might just make so now I think it's I'm gonna take a little bit of a darker blue. Again, the paint in this case for this exercise as watery as possible is good. That's why ideally if you do it again, please use the tape. Okay, this time we are going to avoid painting both the clouds. So any shapes will just go around. The closer you hold your brush, the more control you get, and the further away you hold your brush, the more loose paint you will do. Both can be done, just a choice. Right now I really want to avoid all my, clouds getting this blue color, so I'm going to choose to hold it really. As always, I think life has the same thing. Like sometimes you really need to pay attention and very up close, and sometimes you need not that much attention. You can go with the flow. So now, ideally, we should have waited a bit more, so that's why it's curving more. But it's okay. I think it's still doable. In case you're making other shapes, absolutely fine. Would love to see them at the end. There's a very famous watercolor artist. Her name is Andrea Nelson, and she's awesome. So with my kids and myself, when we discovered her, we have done a lot of art with what she does. I learned, I think, this one from Andrea. And over the years, maybe a lot more things, so I kind of don't know which ones. I've had many teachers, and I'm very grateful for all of them. And the credit for the cloud thing definitely goes to Andrea. Overlapping looks good in anything. You could have just any geometric shape, paint one of the layers, and then go back and draw more, either behind or on top, and just add another, and it just looks good. The only thing is it needs time to dry. Otherwise, it will be like this, a little bit hard. The thing with making nature versus man-made shapes is like nature is so forgiving. A tree could be any which way, a cloud could be any which shape. So it all looks good. Whereas making a man-made thing, so making a fan, maybe it has to be perfect. The blades have to be the exact same size, or I will say, oh my god, that doesn't look like a fan. Or in fact, my the bridge behind in the image that I have behind, right? Has to be precise. It's not going to look not like golden gate bridge, or in fact any bridge if it was like weird, right? Right. So architectural things, engineering, all those things remind us that they're man-made, so they're really perfect. They have to be a certain way to withhold all that wind blowing, and then still stand strong. So but clouds are flexible. Clouds are moved around happily by the wind. They are not being very rigid like the bridge is being. So then the cloud looks good any which way. So ideally, we have to wait and then do one more layer of cloud, and then even darker blue. So it'll. But right now it's very, very bad. So since we have some more time, I think yep, I'm going to move on to just maybe make a few drops only, and then hopefully by in a few minutes it will be better. water you use, the pigment changes. It's an intense drop or it's a very, just mild color. Depends on how much I'm using. It's sort of like the amount of effort you put in. So if I'm putting like, oh, let me just put too much, let's just go, it will be darker. Nothing wrong with being light or dark. That's the only lesson. They are both. It's just more easier. Other thing which I didn't say is you could use like leave some. That's my ring doorbell. Sorry for that. I don't know if you can hear the sounds, but so the other thing we could do is we could just leave something just white. So I'm right now just purposely using one color. And what if I was just to drop water in it and just let it be? I'm just using one paint color. Just one color, one shape, it looks different. That goes with we're all one. We just look different. Made with the same thing, same color. Some of us are intense, some of us are sometimes intense, some of us are more free flow. And I feel we oscillate between all of those emotions. But the tighter we are, if I had to do too much, it will just be the free flow is just like allowing the water to help me expand. Is just you see how it's, I don't know how much is visible, but how the water just moving, it is just adding its own sparkle and its own. I love to do detailed watercolor classes too, where we can be more artistic and do more and you're making a particular thing, but this is the most fun. Going with the flow is the most fun. None of them are really perfect circles. See, now these two accidentally got combined. So let's see, experiment. What happens if I drop more paint here? It overflows. Iska cup full hai, so it's overflowing and helping this guy have some color too. Right? But if this was empty, wasn't really, it was probably still supporting. But so you first fill your cup, and then that color it just overflows to the next cup. And if some of it is white, it's still beautiful. That's what the whole purpose is. Same color, same thing, different intensity, and all are actually kind of like it. I think this one makes me feel like you see, the less decisions I have to make, I let go of the decision that I'm using different colors. So what next to pick? I let go of that. I let go of the shape. I'm just making circles. I let go of precision. I'm not using a compass. I'm not going to make sure that, hey, this doesn't look like a circle. And absolutely fine. Right? So the more we let go, that's what watercolor or being mindful in watercolor represents to me. That watercolors, yeah, they're harsh. There are no, retakes in watercolor. Well, I can just pick up another paper, but so to say, change the chapter. Like every morning is a opportunity for us to start afresh. So in that sense, every watercolor paper is an opportunity to start afresh, right? But the watercolor paper is, that's it. You've made a mark, you've made a mark. The less rigid we are, the more it flows. And then that's it. So I love the whole idea of going with the flow with it. If you don't like it, you can still change it. It's still very, very good. Or you can just add some more water to make it flow. And then all of these, some of them, and this is the exact same paint I'd use, but see how some of them dry, like shiny or whatever. Like they dry nice. And then once they dry, coming back to it. But if you feel like, feel free to add any colors, any lines, anything. Yeah. Going back to the one we made, it's still not dry. So, and since I picked it up, I messed it up a bit. And that's fine. It's all good. Going back to just the one cloud thing. Still not very dry, so I'll leave it like this. It's still pretty, I think. This was the previous one that I had made. Actually, looks pretty similar. But yeah, I could make one more layer of. Actually, you know what? Let's just. So this is it. This was one, and we're coming. Oh, we are on time already. Okay, then we'll not go on. Okay, but you know that you could draw another set of clouds and then do an even darker blue around it, and it will have the first, second, and then these will be even behind. So there'll be 3 layers. You can do many, many layers, and it looks good. Okay, so with that, I'm feeling complete. I'm going to stop sharing and listen to what we have to say. All right. Should I stop the music?
Wow. Nice.
Wow, Preeti. So good. Looks good. Let me just pause the music. So, all right.
Wow, that's lovely.
Beautiful. Let me spot it, Preeti.
Okay. Oh, we were 9, we were 8, and now we're 7. Lucky number 7.
Always.
What happened to Unheard and family? I really wanted to see what they made. Maybe I'll write in the interactive group. When the little kids join, they are so much in the flow anyway. So I just love what they do. Oh yeah, there they are. It just says iPhone. So.
So let me show you the things. Just on one. I'm like with the girls.
Puneet, are you highlighting the ones? Oh,
Yeah, I'll do that.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, I am so bad with this, all these things.
It's okay. Take your time. Do you want to hold it or?
No, I'm just showing.
Oh,
This is what
yes.
Sitara did today with
Nice.
us.
Happy dance.
And Anhad is already in the process. She is doing
Cool.
it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, like lot of things. Okay. So this is what she did with the rounds.
I love it.
Really nice.
So pretty.
And she
And
did
the main thing
one.
is, hopefully she had fun doing it because she's my favorite memories are of paint all around me, like supplies all around me, just in the middle doing something, creating something.
Yeah, so this is what she did today with us.
Yay!
Flowing.
Free flow is the best. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Anna. And this is what I did
Oh,
them.
lovely,
being together.
lovely. They more
So
look like
yes.
flower petals to me.
Beautiful.
Remind me of free flowing like flowers.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing, but I was just doing that
Yeah,
for them.
that's perfect. The assignment was just to not really know what you're doing from a logical mind and just enjoy. So as long as you
But
enjoyed
thank you.
yourself, we are good.
Yeah, thank you so very much because it's always been such a pleasure to, whenever I can join, I try my best to be there, but sometimes, it doesn't work like
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah. No, always a
thank
pleasure.
you
I
very
remember Anhat's name was like, I haven't ever met another Anhat, so I'll always remember.
Yeah, mostly in India, but in Punjab, they mostly keep it boys' name.
Oh,
But for us, it is for me exactly. It was more of a Nahata Chakra.
yeah.
So so that's why Anhad came
Yeah.
into existence.
Yeah. They say that this unheard naad, right? Always going on, a sound is always going on in the universe, right? So that's
Yes, basically, when you meditate, like most of the people who meditate, and at the last, when the meditation you reach at somewhere, I don't know, I haven't reached there. So it just goes into a music. It's a music, like in the universe where they say, and that is where the
that is
infinite exists. And I don't
yeah.
know, quantum physics and all and everything.
Yes.
So these girls are here.
Hello. Thank you for joining.
You did so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I show
Very
this to my daughter, she'd be like, why didn't I do it? Because the younger one would have liked, but I didn't know
Yes,
she would.
after Mandala, she's like, why are they not doing anything else? Why are they not calling us? I said, no, they were not calling you, but you just joined. That's how it is.
Okay, I'll be very, very clear next time that the little ones are the most welcome, and then all the others are also welcome.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you. Yeah.
absolutely. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You have a beautiful name, Anhad.
Yeah, beautiful. Prisha and Manisha, so did you end up doing something?
I was just doing with pen, nothing much.
That's good. You
But
stayed.
I was enjoying watching the way it was flowing and listening to you.
Oh,
So that was very nice and soothing.
thank
And
you.
it made a lot of sense as well.
Yeah, thank you for that. It's always like free flowing, so if you ask me to repeat, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
So yeah. All right, Prisha, would you like to share?
Yeah, I'm facing some problems with my videos. Like I'm gonna
Oh, no
share
worries. Anyone
that.
else?
But like
Preeti,
I really enjoyed it.
okay, thank you. And then there's another icon. Yes.
See, I had only this paper, so I made droplets on one side and I made
Wow.
clouds on one side.
Ah, very
With this.
good. Looks
And the
very
other
nice.
one was taking so much time, so I've done only this much for now.
Yes, you can always I finish it
Yeah.
with
This
some
was
nice.
taking little more time. So
Yeah.
maybe my colors and brush, everything is very old. Just got hold of it, but I
Show the
enjoyed
other
it
one
thoroughly.
again. Show the other one again. I missed that. Your first
So
one.
this
Oh,
is
clouds.
the clouds and the
Let's
drops.
just
Um,
miss spotlight you. Yeah.
And then this one was like only
You're
started
working
with the
on.
yellow
You're
lines
working
and
on
then
it.
all this.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I
it's
think
just
I hope
two
you will
buildings.
finish it.
Yeah, I will. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. And you think, how are you feeling? But I never know how am I feeling. I just enjoy doing it. That's all.
Then you're feeling happy.
Yes, I'm happy. Yeah.
We
Yes.
all need to go to those kindergarten courses. At least I don't know if I have no memory of what I was taught back in India at that time, but
Mm.
now they are teaching emotions.
In
They
our
like
time, when we were 7 years old or something like that, and then we will go to school.
I went before,
You
but
remember?
I don't think we talked a lot about emotions. So
Never.
now I think they do talk a lot about how are you feeling? Are you feeling,
No, yeah, we never had such thoughts or talks or anything like that. How do you feel?
yeah.
Anybody could slap us anytime and scold us
But we were
anytime.
always happy.
But we were mostly happy because we didn't know these
Yeah.
terms existed. This buzzword, this new word,
Stress and all that.
anxiety.
We didn't
Now
know what it
everybody
was.
has anxiety. Earlier, when the world didn't know this word, there was no anxiety. Now that
Yes,
from
Absolutely.
Pandora's box, this anxiety word has come in. So like,
anxiety for
everybody like, I
everything.
am anxious and I have to take Xanax and I'm like, so this, that. So that's what like, you know,
But it was really fun with this learning to color. Not much learning also, but still enjoy the coloring
yeah, just
patterns.
just doing what you kind of already know, right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
that was really
that's
good.
definitely, yeah, that's just very good. Very nice. Okay, Preeti, would you like to share again? I'll just,
I'll switch
Yeah,
off my camera. So,
you can look at this any which way you like.
Yeah.
it's
oh,
really
so
nice.
pretty. Very nice.
I know, I don't know.
It's really good.
It's just I painted first the background, then I made the white clouds. I just went random.
Yeah. No, that's good. And this one also.
Yeah, this one I don't know. I
Yeah.
I did it like this.
Yeah. But now you can look at any which way, right?
Look at it any which way. Ulta, seedha, any which way.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's the joy of it. Mera, this, I think out of all the things I made, I like this one.
I liked it. Polka dot. The
I
Right?
dots.
did
Because,
something similar and then I added to it.
yeah.
Something
So
like
I
nice.
can't
Wait,
see.
I'm gonna,
Yeah.
how do I?
that.
Yep. Oh, nice. What are these?
Yeah.
I can't. Oh
They
wow.
were dots, and then I added
Yes,
some green onto it.
Dilix?
beautiful.
Some fruit
Berries,
maybe?
berries,
Fruit,
berries, berries.
blueberry type and yeah.
Blueberry type of thing. Yeah.
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 Very nice.
Strawberry, blueberries.
And this was my other one.
Good for health, berries.
Oh,
Oh, you have to just, yes.
Yeah.
No, because of the,
Blur, we
yes,
can't see it.
just
Yeah,
leave it
now
like
it's
that.
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Very good. I like the shapes you made, Puneet. It's interesting.
just
Very good.
there's something.
It is flowing. Wow.
Only these two I made. I didn't do the clouds. I could just finish
Yeah,
them.
the clouds was a little bit complicated. So
More work, yeah.
yeah. So I'm feeling happy out of all these. I'm feeling happy right now. But yeah, it's a little faces. So great. Let's be grateful for a minute because I'm feeling grateful. So let's just be grateful
Yes,
that
we
we
all are.
chose to, do this. I
It's a
think
very
this,
nice way to
the,
start. Like for us, start the day. For you all to
yeah.
kind of end the day.
And it's like healing the inner child kind.
I guess, yes. That's so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's well said, Manisha. Oh, Preeti, did you do one
Balloons,
more?
balloons in the
Uh,
sky.
ah,
Preeti went like,
celebration.
yeah,
Wow.
that's
Though
very nice. I like that.
it's a bit messy though, but it's
But
okay.
it's nice. Balloons in the sky, celebration.
Yes,
Yeah.
and how much
Oh,
did
I
you?
wasn't able to see that. Preeti, can you show us again? We missed
Yeah, sure,
that one.
sure.
It would be
Wow.
like how in Singapore they do the lantern one, right?
I
Lantern
love it. Yeah,
Mid-Autumn Festival, which is
yeah.
on right now. Yeah.
This is really nice. I loved everybody is so pretty. Thank you for, we are off already. We really talked about that we need to be, finishing on time, and I thought I will, but it's okay. Here we are like 10 minutes extra, but so very happy that you guys joined. Very happy that you were. If we were able to just be in the flow even for a few minutes, the goal is achieved. So that was the
It's
goal.
true.
So I wish you many more many moments with watercolor and yourself. Next time, if you're doing it, try layering and then please use tape so the paper
Yeah.
doesn't run away. That was a trick. And definitely, I don't know how many of you have used them before, but activating the watercolors works best
Makes
for
a
the
difference.
mixing.
Yes, yes. See, at the
Yeah, so
starting
that
with the
is
color
a
came so, like bright from
right, right.
yeah.
Yeah. And the other, so the only other tip I would say is have 2 jars of water. One clean, because when we are trying to put the paint on our paper, we don't want it to be, muddy. So clear, and then we keep wiping with the washing the brush with the other one. So
Very
I
nice.
guess I would just say it, game, since it's coming to me, is like keep the clear blessings in our mind that we are being blessed constantly, just like the clean water, and use that to color our life. And if we are feeling our emotions are heavy, we clean off that brush in a separate jar. So we don't make the whole thing muddy. We don't make a mix of the water. So we keep the clean water flow. The blessings are very clearly always there. And then whenever we are making a new mark on paper, we take that clean water, we take the clean blessing and know that, we are being supported. But we are feeling heavy and we want to, you know, not like we want to process that feeling. We just want to clean that brush. We use another jar for this, that. And then we can offer it to Mother Earth. Like when we take shower, one of the things I think maybe Nitya would have said that, or I don't know, since everybody is a teacher, I don't remember where I heard it, but whenever I'm taking a shower, I would always imagine that the shower is all the blessings that's coming from the heavens from above and just cleansing everything, and then it's going down the drain. So the Mother Earth is taking care of any negativity that I had, and it's just supporting us in that way. So the same way in life, I would say clean jar of water, and then the other jar of water to clean up your emotions all the time. So thank you so much for
Well
joining.
said.
I'm
So
feeling
much, Shubhra,
complete.
for your generosity and with all your heart, the way you share, and then you bring so many things into it, like just doing art, and you bring so many examples and share so many other things along with it. It really makes it more beautiful, really adds to the whole experience, just listening to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you, Puneet. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Shubhra. Thank you
everyone.
so
We'll
much.
probably,
Thank you.
as the kids
Thank
said,
you.
we should do more of like free flow art, and we'll come up with something for sure. Next week we have Puneet and
Yes, I am not sure, but I think probably Brahma Viharas. We'll continue. We did loving kindness, Maitri. We'll continue with compassion, Karuna, and maybe Karuna and Mudita together.
Mudita.
all right. Okay,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much,
Look
everyone.
forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.